Well, good morning. This is the 2nd of August, 2024. We're in the midst of the Lion Gate portal, which is an extraordinary stimulus point for Tantramat. The topic of today's YouTube is, have you ever been connected to the power and forces of creation that love you? Well, you see, I have. And I want to tell you a story. And that story showed up this morning again. So years and years and years ago, when we started our first sanctuary in Washington, D.C., I was a trans channel, and I trans channeled something called the Guardian, Ariel, and eventually this Frenchman who had actually physically died, who I found actually in his former life, Tobias. So for years, Tobias, who was particularly interested in emotions and money, given that he felt that they were highly connected, and the terminal disease of human beings, money, not emotions, but how money and the lack of it, or even the too much of it, can destroy the spiritual emotional plane of human beings. So he was our guide for quite a few years. Then one year he said that he would be gone and that we were on our own. Then 2 years later, he showed up again and he bowed to us energetically and thanked us for the journey that we had taken, a collective in the sanctuary in Washington, D.C. Thanked us for the journey we had taken. It had earned him his wings. Now, do we know what that means in human terms? Probably not. But there was a change in him. Before, he was really intense, non emotional, really just poking at human beings, giving them information, really disturbing them. He loved to disturb human beings because he just wanted them out of their comfort zone and wanted them awake. So then we had Tobias, not as much as we did before, which was practically every day for about 5 years. But every New Year's, Tobias would give the world a message, and also from time to time, people would say to me, "Can I talk to Tobias?" And we would talk. Over all that time, he merged into the field of creation, and every now and then he shows up, and when he does, it's a volatile force. So this morning on Create a World, I'm going to talk about uh, template 6, which is a series of creation templates. And he started talking to me this morning. He was enraged, would be probably the only term I could use, not at human beings, but the conditions that had human beings constantly going for sources outside themselves to find answers, rather than here were these 7 templates that were given to me around 2013 that had human beings get in touch with themselves, but not only themselves, but get in touch with themselves as who they are as an aspect, a greater whole, who they are as part of the greater whole, who they are as a field being, a field of creation being, operating in unity with creation. And I think what sparked him about template 6, which is about moving with creation, there's no craving in template 6, there's just moving with creation. So we are run by our cravings, and we're not run by our observings, we're run by our cravings. And one of the things about the first 5 templates is to mitigate the effect of the craving. So it's always operating on behalf of life, always having life exist as whole in your neural fabric. Like you're missing loads of neural wiring that you once had, that the creation templates repair and restore and build. And that is the golden mesh, the halo, the part of you that is in a direct, the part of your neural wiring that hears your mystical mind, that hears beings and primordial forces and elementals and connections to nature and connections to the cosmos. That it isn't just hearing the astrologer outside yourself for the data and the information. Isn't it just about hearing about sunspots and getting your personal identity take on that? It's literally your brain is designed to be part of the neural fabric of the sun, the cosmos, the planet, the animals, the trees, everything. And these particular templates are designed to do that. But people don't want it. They just want to survive. They just want to be comfortable. This is Tobias, by the way, not me. I'm not looking in on me right now. And it was really upset. It's really, I I don't want to let him through all the way to channel because I have a call at the top of the hour with Create a World. So he and I are battling in my consciousness right now, and I'm trying to translate him like French to English kind of thing. So because otherwise his full voice will come through, and I don't know if I can shift fast enough to be on Create a World as a regular person. So, but the point he's making is that he's talking to us today. He's streaming, live streaming through me, because he's really not trying to tell you what to do. He's really, because of his energy field, because of the configuration of his consciousness, he's having me be on this YouTube to interrupt what has human beings go anywhere but inside themselves, and go anywhere but desiring to rebuild their neural wet network so they can be in a direct relationship with creation, regardless what is happening in human circumstance. And there is an extraordinary phenomenon that occurs for a human being when their neural fabric is moving in unity with creation. It isn't that we came here. I think we're in sync now. It isn't that we came. Okay. He says it isn't that you came here. It isn't that you came here. I've got to get the we out of it. It isn't that you came here to be comfortable and to always be happy and to have everything given to you on a golden plate. It's so that you have the strength, stamina, capacity to be part of a much larger, complex consciousness that includes animals and primordial forces and plants and trees and stars and moons and planets, and human beings are just a small part of that. And you're supposed to be doing that together. So if you can hear me, here he is. If you can hear me, just try. Just try to think that your neural fabric is damaged, that it's lost part of its access points, that it doesn't know how to reconnect its dots. And that by doing these 7 templates, she has 2 books out. She has the language of creation, your original design, and she has your mind of creation. Please crave your own template of consciousness. Please crave who you are in direct relationship with creation. So many human beings will not make it through the next 3 years if they consistently look for a source outside themselves. The biological system is collapsing and seeking to reboot in a different configuration of receptors that only receive that which is life enhancing and life generating, and stopping being literally able to receive that which is life defeating and life demeaning. You have a psychology of mind that is always about what's wrong and how do I fix it, and what's wrong with me, what's wrong with them, what's wrong with it. There is a phenomenon of the vital psyche of a human being that is just directly connected to everything, just cause. And on a bad day, it's connected in a bad feeling, a bad day feeling, and in a good day, it's in a good day feeling. The problem is not having the strength, stamina, capacity to be in the diverse, wide range of configurations of emotions and feelings and sensations and activities that human beings get to be present to. And so they end up holed up in a little corner in their room, just hoping someday that the world that they picture will show up for them somewhere out there. It is. No, you're it. If you crave something, it's in your craving. It's yours. You've got the template. And we're just on the edge with all the work that so many people are doing now, being able to understand that we are creation itself, that you are creation, I am creation, Tantra's creation, and really be able to fight for your right to be an evolving species, particularly neuralistically, and stop looking for the answers outside yourself. Data only has so far it can go if the neural receptors in your brain cannot receive it. Data just becomes stimulus. It becomes stimulus that for a moment makes you feel better, but then your mind slides back in to the negativity of the mechanistic, weaponized mind that turns you against yourself, others, in life. It's your turn. There's a lot of us out here helping. There are greater powers that are making their way back in and beginning to produce synchronicities and time events and phenomenon that suggests that a human being is being held in the arms of creation. Strongly points to that a human being is being held in the arms of creation. But in the meantime, at least consider looking at the creation templates that were channeled to Tantra in 2013. Save your mind and build your neural network. A message from Tobias that was not going to let me go until I got this said. Thank you.